Mumen Rider is the #1 C-class hero in the Hero Association, and has a huge hero complex. The man believes that people are his power, but we all know the truth. You have no powers. You can just ride a bike really fast, and he only has to ride the bike because he got his license revoked for constant speeding. One of the best things about Mumen Rider is that he's a parody of the popular series hero, Kamen Rider. And if you haven't seen Kamen Rider, I would seriously suggest watching it. It is a series that is still on today, and it is beautiful. The difference is Kamen Rider has a cool bike, and Mumen Rider has a bicycle, a regular bicycle. It's not cool at all, very unintimidating. Still, being a C-rank hero doesn't stop Mumen Rider from fighting for justice and protecting the people from the countless monsters that invade cities. Mumen Rider doesn't have the same level of power that a lot of other heroes have, but that should be obvious. The show is called One Punch Man, not One Bike Guy, a series that will probably end up on Netflix at some point. When Mumen Rider is first introduced, he tries to take on the Paradise Group when they're destroying the city streets. Look at him in his watermelon helmet. Stop, flip the kickstand, check the brake. This man has no fear or is stupidly pure. To no one's surprise, Mumen Rider is beaten bloody and left in the streets to die. For those familiar with Season 1, you know that Saitama defeats the Paradise Group on his own. But a recurring theme in the show is that someone gets the credit for Saitama's actions. In this case, Mumen Rider's the hero that beat the Paradise Group, and he feels bad about it. Later on, Mumen Rider also tries to throw down with the Deep Sea folk and their leader, Deep Sea King. Amazing idea, right? Because Speed of Sound Sonic and Genos have such a fun time fighting him. This is another instance of what makes Mumen Rider one of the best heroes in One Punch Man. He knows that he's gonna get knocked senseless, he knows that S-class heroes couldn't beat this guy, and he still tries to fight him. Not one person that's hiding behind him even tries to help. And mind you, Mumen Rider is just a guy. Anyone could have stood up with him to try and fight Deep Sea King. Don't get me wrong, they would have all died bloody if Saitama hadn't showed up. It would have just been a massacre. I mean, just Genos, look at him, he is... Poor Genos. But still, anyone could have stood up with Mumen Rider to fight Deep Sea King. Mumen Rider even takes multiple hits from Deep Sea King and keeps getting back up thanks to the power of the bike gods. Even fighting against this monster that took S-class heroes to beat, and Saitama, who is clearly beyond a level that you can comprehend, didn't stop Mumen Rider from continuing his hero work. He even runs into Garo, who, at the time, he didn't know was the hero hunter, so maybe that had something to do with it, but I honestly doubt it did. He tries to take on Garo. The guy is brave. He is just incredibly stupid. Brave. He is brave. And he would have probably been killed again if not for the arrival of the Tank Top army. Even though Tank Top Master seems to have gotten the actual advantage over Garo, Mumen Rider stops him again because, and again I'm saying, he did not know Garo was the hero killer. He stops Tank Top Master because he thinks that he's just going over the top on this punk thug that beat up on Mumen Rider. The fact that he got beat up and he's still not okay with an S-class hero just throwing around all that S-class power is probably the best example of turn the other cheek. It's hard not to see Mumen Rider as a superhuman. More human than super in this case, but still a superhuman. Unfortunately, it didn't work out the best way, and Garo gets his second wind and starts using his training to savagely beat down Tank Top Master. You could argue it was Mumen Rider's fault, but I won't. Moving on, even though Mumen Rider is one of the weakest heroes, he still manages to be the type of hero that humans should strive to become. Having a strong sense of justice can be its own superpower, and he works hard for the people. Even though Mumen Rider doesn't have the power to destroy a meteor, thank goodness for that, he doesn't give up on what he believes to be his life's mission. Even with the times that he gets credit for Saitama's actions, Mumen Rider doesn't let it go to his head. He even meets up with Saitama to thank him for all that he does. Compared to the other heroes, especially A-rank heroes, looking at you, Sweet Mask, Mumen Rider is the bee's knees. It's one of the reasons that Mumen Rider was ranked 5th in the character popularity poll. Anyone can be Mumen Rider. You just have to have the bravery to try and be that person. And we do live in a world where there are tons of Mumen Riders. And thank God that there are not tons of Saitamas, because that would be utterly terrifying. But let me know what you guys think about Mumen Rider. Who's your favorite hero? Do you think that there's someone who deserves the title of strongest hero other than Mumen Rider, who is not some crazed superpowered hero? Let me know in the comments section below. And who are you excited to see progress in the series? Don't forget to share the video with fans of One Punch Man, and be sure to check out our social media in the description down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.